Hey guys, so this week I decided that I want to talk about pet peeves because there's a lot of things in Korea and a lot of things that just bother me in general, and most of the time I'm gonna get annoyed, and while we talk about this I'm gonna get very frustrated as well, and obviously I'm probably gonna swear in this video as well, so I hope you guys don't mind that. Anyways, if we get straight into it, the first pet peeve that I have is when people crank their music in public places. It's like that I don't mind if it's in like a pool party or if it's just somewhere else, but if you're walking on the footpath or if you're just at a bus stop, I don't want to hear your shitty ass music, which is why it just frustrates me when people just think their music is way more better when I know that my K-pop is the shit. Anyways, that's not a huge pet peeve, like I can deal with it, I can put my earphones on, so it's not a huge thing that bothers me, but it does bother me quite often. And this pet peeve I was often, dealt with in New Zealand, because in Korea not much people actually do this. And another pet peeve that really annoys me, that when I watch animes, I hate when the subtitles come like 3 subtitles at once, like at the top of the screen, at the bottom of the screen, and in the middle of the screen. It just bothers me so much because I'm not a fast reader, which is why when I'm dealt with these, it just bothers me that I have to stop the video and I have to read all the subtitles and I have to play it again. And for those people who actually watch a dubbed anime, that is disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know if you guys have like a disability. If you have a disability or you just are very slow at reading, then I understand. But still, dub is horrible. It's just disgusting. I'm sorry. For those people who actually do dubbing, that's fine. But like the people who watch it, I'm sorry. That shit's not good. And the third pet peeve that I want to tell you guys is something that used to really annoy me. And that one is when people don't know bed maths. And I've often felt this online because on Facebook, posting math questions used to be a trend, and a lot of people would just comment what they think the answer is in the description, and oftentimes it would trick others because the people who don't know bed maths would get it wrong. And it just frustrates me that people who actually don't know bed maths, they think they're the smartest people on earth. And I have nothing against people who are uneducated. And I think you can be very successful without being educated, without actually having to go to school. But the thing that irritates me is when people think that they are, when they are getting cocky and when they're getting arrogant. That's what frustrates me. And oftentimes you see on these comments, the people who don't know bed maths are the ones who are being a lot more loud, the ones they think they have a whole page of reference when they really don't. Okay, if I talk about the bed mess any longer, I'm gonna get really angry and I'm probably gonna punch a hole in the wall. So let's just quickly move on. So the next section of pet peeves that I want to tell you guys is the pet peeves that I have kind of learned that I had while living in Korea. And the first one happened to be the ageist issue in Korea. And I don't think this is even a pet peeve because I just, it's just something that I really hate about Korean culture. And I can talk about this subject for hours and hours, and I have for one of my presentations in university. But the thing that basically, to sum up everything, TLDR vision, is that Korea has a huge ageist issues, and oftentimes people would come up to you and they would ask you for your age before your name, which is kind of weird because they have this huge like age equals dominance, age equals wisdom kind of theory, and it gets really nasty, and I really don't like it. And I'll probably talk about this in a different video a lot more in depth, which is why I'm just going to quickly skip on to the next pet peeve. And the next one that I want to tell you guys is when people do 일십, 십, or 탄답. And that's obviously 3 Korean words, which basically means people who ignore your messages, or people who read your messages but don't reply back, or people who just reply with a simple answer. And those really irritate me because, as you guys probably notice, I really like communicating, I like talking to people. And those people who just ignore you or know that you've texted them because you know that they're on Facebook or they've posted something on Instagram, you know they've got your message but they just don't read it because they know that if they read it they would have to reply to you. That's what really annoys me. And oftentimes these are people who I have to work with in university group partners or something like that. And some other people that I really don't like are those people who can't keep a conversation going. If I ask you a question, I want you to answer it, and then I want you to, and then ask me the same question or ask me a different question related to it. Unless you're very busy. If you're very busy, I understand. You can just tell me, hey, I'm busy at the moment, I'll message you later because I have this going on, I'll catch you on the flip. I don't mind if you do that. But those people who don't say that and try, just make you keep the conversation going, that really frustrates me. And I think that is one of the biggest drawbacks or red flags that I have against some girl that I might like. Okay, another pet peeve that I've kind of gained in Korea, especially in Korea, because I haven't seen this a lot in other places, are when people wear sunglasses indoors. Yes, I understand there are a lot of Korean celebrities, which is why I don't mind if you're a celebrity and you want to kind of hide your identity wearing your sunglasses indoors. I don't mind it because that's just what you do. But I hate those people who think that they're cool, they're the coolest people on earth because they wear their sunglasses indoors or in the subway or something like that. I just don't think it's necessary. It's just disgusting. I really don't like you, and why are you still here in front of my face where I can see? Okay, and now this is where things get a little spicier, and this is where I get a bit angry, and I'll probably swear quite often here. And this is about kind of transportation and traveling in Korea, and I've gained a lot of pet peeves about this, which is why I'm gonna talk a little bit faster and I'm gonna get a little bit more annoyed, so just bear with me. And the first thing is when people smoke on the footpath. Okay, something you guys should know about me is that I'm not a smoker. I never smoked in my whole life, and I don't have anything against smokers because I'm sure some people, they actually don't want to smoke but they're addicted to it, and I don't mind if you smoke as long as it's somewhere where others can't be affected, because as most people know, as everyone knows, smoking is not good for you, which is why if you want to smoke, you can smoke and get cancer by yourself, and you can die by yourself. Just don't drag me down with you. I don't want to get cancer, dude. Don't give me secondhand smoking. And I hate people who smoke while there is a kid around. Oh my gosh, that frustrates me so much. I would like to just go up to them and punch them in the face, because that's how much disrespect they have on the kid and everyone else around them. And also, this happens quite often in Korea, is when people smoke on the bus stop. It just annoys me because there's other people waiting, and if you are one of these people and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this anymore, I recommend just smoking in the alleyway. Just go to a small alleyway, there's not much people, or there's no one walking around you, and just smoke there. Like, you don't have to smoke on the side of the street, or you don't have to smoke and walk around. I know that it's going to be a bit of a hassle to stop while you're going to your destination, to stop on the side and smoke, but that's what you've decided to do. Or just don't smoke in general. It just bothers me so much why you would affect others with the decision that you want to make. I'm getting so heated at the moment that I have a huge fan next to me going at the same time. I'm probably not even pronouncing my words properly, so I'm so sorry, but these really annoy me. And I'm gonna get into 3 more pet peeves before I actually just leave you guys. And another pet peeve is actually about driving. And I am a walker in Korea. I have driven quite often, but I don't drive everywhere because, the traffic is just so crazy in Korea, which is why oftentimes I walk around. But I hate those people who underestimate the red light and happen to stop in the middle of the pedestrian crossing, so the pedestrians have to walk around the car while trying to go across the road. That frustrates me so much, because you think you were smart enough, you think you were so arrogant that you could go, but you decided to back out in the last minute, which is why you stopped at a pedestrian crossing in the middle of a pedestrian crossing, and you just made everyone else walk around you. I've thought about this so much. I've always wanted to just walk past those cars and just put a huge scratch at the side of their car. That's always something that I wanted to do, but I know that would just get me into a lot of deep shit in Korea, which is why I've never done it. But I've always wanted to do something like that, because those people just irritate me so much. Another pet peeve that I've gained, and you can probably only get this pet peeve in Korea, is because in Korea the subway system has this thing where the seats closest to the doors are usually made in pink, and they have a huge pink sign in front of it, and that basically means that it is designated for those people who are pregnant, and you're supposed to leave it open. You're supposed to not sit on it unless you're pregnant, so those people can just sit on it freely. They'll feel bad if they ask you to get off your seat because they want to sit down because they're pregnant. They will feel uncomfortable, and the people who stand up will feel uncomfortable. It will be all weird and awkward, which is why you're supposed to just leave it open. You're just not supposed to sit on it. And it's all made in pink. It's huge pink, you can't miss it. But there are some young kids, or just some people, some male people, who think that they are above everyone else, and they think that it's okay for me to sit on it because I'll just get up when someone is pregnant. They think that way, but they don't really understand why it was made and why you have to leave leave it open. You know, it just frustrates me so much. And oftentimes if you're on the bus, I understand, because on the bus you might get motion sickness, you might be sick, and it's okay. But like on the subway, dude, it's so annoying, especially if there's a seat right next to which is, you know, free. It just bothers me so much. Oftentimes, if it's like a student or just a guy, I really just want to go and just do a flying kick in their face so they can learn and never make this mistake again, never think that they are a lot better than others, just so they can stop being arrogant. I just want to do that so much. And you guys probably think I'm like the most aggressive person on earth, but no, I would really do my best to get out of every trouble. I wouldn't get into any fights, but there are some things that really bother me, and it's especially those people who are arrogant, or those people who are just damn stupid. Okay, this is the last pet peeve, and this is probably the thing that frustrates me the most because I always dealt with this nearly every day, and it's the big juicy one for last. And it is when people stand on the escalator, on the left side of the escalator. I'm pretty sure Korea has drives on the same side as America, while Europe and New Zealand drives on the other side of the road, which is why it'll probably be on the other side. But in Korea, how the escalators work is that you're supposed to stand on the right side, and the left lane is supposed to, for those people who are in a hurry and they can just walk up it. And oftentimes the escalators in Korea are very long. They go up to like 2 stories, sometimes to 3 stories high. So you're supposed to keep this rule, so those people who are in the need of rush, or they're just very busy, they can just quickly like walk up this escalator. But there are some old people who are just couples, they always just block the system, and it annoys me so much, because me personally, I don't like standing on the escalator. One, Korea is very hot. Sometimes it gives to even 40 degrees in Daegu, and it's just so crazy. Which is why I want to quickly move as long as I can, as quickly as I can, which is why oftentimes I would always walk up the escalator, and there are always some people who block me, and it's usually just some old people. Even though on the right side is free, there's no one there on the right side, they would just choose to stand on the left side. That frustrates me so much, and I oftentimes just go ask them to move out of the way or punch them in the head. I'm joking, I would never say that, but I oftentimes just be like, 죄송한데, excuse me, could you guys just please stay on the right side so I can just walk past? And oftentimes they're just willing to do that. But yeah, I just hate people who do that, especially couples who like link arms and they just block up the whole place. So now in a busy subway where everyone's trying to rush in to get the next subway, they are blocking up so everyone else behind them has to wait. I actually never felt this, even though New Zealand has the same system. I've never actually felt this in New Zealand. But as soon as I came to Korea for a year and a half, boom, it just hit me. It annoys me so much now. And tomorrow I'll probably go to the subway and probably see another old lady or see another old guy standing on the wrong side of the escalator, and it'll probably bug me again. I'll probably want to throw my shoe at them. But you know, life goes, and there always going to be people who are stupid and arrogant everywhere. And oftentimes when I ask them to move, some people are very kind to move, but some people, oof, they get spicy. They get spicy. And I'll tell you guys some of the stories that I've had on the escalator. I'll tell you guys some of them other time, because we're going quite over time right now. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. It was an amazing time telling you guys about my pet peeves. I'm sorry that I'll probably, you know, mumbled a lot of the words. I am probably butchering a lot of the words as well, so I'm very sorry. It won't be like this hopefully next week. But yeah, feel free to subscribe and like and comment other pet peeves that you guys have. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.